Welcome to the channel. Today's date is July 31st. I'm excited. Meta reports today, one of my favorite companies. But today I wanted to talk about Warren Buffett selling Bank of America. On this article from CNBC, you can see that Bank of America extended its selling for 9 straight days. After the selling spree, Berkshire still owns 961 million shares with a market value of 39 billion. Berkshire is still Bank of America's largest shareholder with a 12.3% stake. So I thought about it, and I've been following Warren Buffett for about 30 years, pretty much my adult life. And there's three reasons Warren Buffett could be selling his Bank of America stake. The first reason is because he wants to go below the 10% threshold where he has to report certain items. I don't think that's it because Buffett don't do much work. He has somebody in the office that does it, so it probably doesn't bother him that much. Second, second reason is he stated itself. Once you bust your cherry, you might as well keep on purchasing. So I don't believe that that's the reason. The second reason is that Bank of America is one of the worst banks as far as buying bonds when the interest rates was real low, which they have to carry on their books. A lot of regional banks made the mistake. A lot of smaller banks, but Bank of America is one of the biggest companies that made that mistake, and they have to carry those bonds to maturity. So that might be the reason. I don't really know. I would show some incompetence for the company, and he just may not like that. The third reason, in which the reason I kind of think it is because Warren Buffett can see something that we can't see in the economy. You got to remember, Warren Buffett owns, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 companies. So he can really tell what's going on in the economy. As you know, he owns insurance companies. He owns rails, which could tell him how much goods and services is being carried over rails. He owns paint companies. He owns tennis shoe companies. Warren Buffett he owns the Dairy Queen, which I'm a franchisee of, and my sales are down. So he owns a lot of companies that he can really tell better than me and you on what the economy is doing. He's already sitting on over $100 billion. So he really don't need to raise the capital. But if he see an economic storm coming and he wants to make sure that he's ready for this storm, that might be the reason why he's selling it. You can see there he still owns 39 billion, which he made a lot of money off of it. He still owns 39 billion. So he could be raising capital, preparing for the economic storm. That's what I've been trying to do. That's what I've been talking about. When I say be ready, this might be a one in a lifetime opportunity that's created. And just with Warren Buffett's cash, at 39 billion, he might be close to $200 billion. And if we get an economic storm, he's going to be able to buy a lot of stocks. He's probably going to be able to buy a couple whole companies in cash if he wants to. What I'm really waiting on, because he owns over 10%, he basically has to report this every day that he sells. I'm really interested in knowing if he's selling Apple. He sold some already. He said it was a mistake. And one of the things that they're saying that he's selling because he believes, and I don't think this is true, but he believes that corporate taxes is going up, and right now he's willing to pay the 21% in taxes. I don't know if that's true, but it's really going to tell us a lot if he's selling Apple, because I believe Apple is extremely overvalued. It don't grow very much anymore. Apple is a wonderful company. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's overvalued. Apple has a market cap of around $3 trillion, selling at a PE, a 35 PE. I wouldn't buy Apple with a 35 PE. I think I might be able to get it lower. And if he's selling some of his Apple, and because he don't own over 10% of Apple, I believe he owns like 5.6%, but it's his largest position by far. You're talking about 5% of a $3 trillion company is a lot of money. And if he's selling it, he probably thinks it's overvalued and he's just raising capital. We'll see. If Buffett keeps selling soon after he gets past this 10%, if he keeps selling below the 10%, then he won't have to report no more. And if it comes out that he unloaded his whole position, the final report comes out, it's either that Bank of America is incompetent or he believes that the stock market is overvalued. And in all my videos lately, I've been talking about how we're in a bubble, and I'm interested in seeing. As with him, I mean, I ain't got nowhere near the amount of money he got. But I have to, if I got $100 and I'm in the stock market, I might only have $20 in the market. I mean, Berkshire Hathaway might have $500 billion in assets. So he might want to have $200 billion waiting to invest. Good luck investing. Hope this information was helpful.